Hey folks, welcome to this edition of FloWav Tech Talk. I'm Kelly Abercrombie, Director of Sales and Marketing for FloWav. I'd like to ask you a question. Have you ever put one of our mounting rings in place and found that it needs to be just a little bit tighter to fit correctly? Well, here at FloWav we have a solution for that, and I'm going to show you how to make that happen. All it takes is installing the little bit of hardware that comes provided with your spring ring. So let's get started by installing the PSA AV sensor. First, make sure the sensor is properly mounted on the ring by lining up the threaded slots on the bottom of the sensor with one of the sets of the pre-drilled holes on the mounting band. Once you have everything lined up, simply screw the sensor to the band with the supplied stainless steel screws. Okay, now we need to secure the cabling to the band to help reduce the ragging and flow stoppage due to debris. The cable is secured to the band using zip ties and the designed retention holes on the band. Alright, now that the sensor is mounted to the ring, let's move on to installing the ring and the sensor in the pipe. Sometimes, the ring needs to be just a little bit tighter to avoid it being pushed out by the flow. All you need to do is select one of the 3 supplied bolts and the 2 accompanying wing nuts. Place the wing nuts on the bolt with the wings facing inward and screw them towards the middle. Once the bolt is ready, slide both ends into the appropriate holes located on the bent tabs of the ring. Now all that's left to do is tighten each wing nut equally until there is sufficient pressure to keep the ring in place. And that's all there is to it. I hope you found this edition of FloWav's Tech Talk helpful, and we look forward to seeing you next time. Until then, please check us out at flowwave.com or contact us at 855-2FLOWAV or sales@flowwave.com. That's sales at FLOWAV.com. Thanks, and see you soon. Hello FloWav enthusiast, and welcome to another edition of FloWav Tech Talk. In a previous video, we discussed the proper methods of installing a spring ring with an attached PSA AV sensor. Today, I want to go over the techniques used to install a ring, which has the capability of securing both the PSA AV and FloWav's newest sensor, the Stingray Ultrasonic. So with that in mind, let's get right to the action and highlight our scissor jack ring. When you receive your scissor jack ring, the scissor assembly and the Stingray mount will not be attached, so attaching these items will be the first task at hand. Start by locating all the parts you need. You should have the scissor jack assembly, 2 threaded posts, 2 screws, and the retaining clip. Have you got everything? Good. Now, ensure you know the dimension of the pipe in which the scissor jack ring will be inserted. Then, select the appropriate assembly positioning holes. Insert one of the screws into the pre-drilled hole of the retaining clip. You will then slide the retaining clip onto the male end of the band with the open side facing outward. Slide it around the band to the desired positioning hole that most closely matches your pipe diameter. Then, slide the stingray mount onto the ring by inserting the loose end of the ring through the large slotted opening. You'll find that located on the top and rear of the mount. Once that's been done, slide the male end of the ring into the female end. And after that's inserted, it is time to install the scissor assembly. You'll want to adjust two of the scissor jack arms in line with a screw and attach one of the threaded posts to the screw and tighten. Now, you can place a second screw through the corresponding assembly positioning hole and repeat the process of aligning the scissor jack arms onto the screw and tightening the threaded post. Once you have completed these steps, the assembly band should look like this. You can make your adjustments by rotating the adjustment nut left and right, which will increase or decrease the diameter of the ring. Now that we have the scissor jack assembly mounted, let's move on to installing the stingray and the PSA AV. Slide the stingray onto the mount and secure the cabling to the band. The scissor assembly will need to be slightly offset from the top of the pipe so that the stingray and the PSA AV can mount either directly on the 12 and 6 o'clock positions or slightly offset if needed. With that in mind, attach the PSA AV to the sensor jack ring using the same technique we discussed in our spring ring tech talk. Once the scissor assembly and sensors are mounted to the ring, you are ready to dive in and install the equipment. Please stay safe and always follow all required safety regulations, and happy monitoring. I hope this installment has been helpful, and please feel free to contact us at www.flowwave.com or 855-2FLOWAVE. That's 855-2FLOWAVE.